How's everyone doing? It's been a while. It's been about a week since I've been live, so figured I'd get on here so everybody's doing. Been busy. Hey Jamie, how you doing? Appreciate you coming on. Just been busy. Been super busy. Hey AKW, how you doing tonight? Fish and triggers. Appreciate you guys coming in tonight. Hope you guys all have had a good week. Uh, I know it's been about a week since I've been live, so just been busy. Uh, I haven't been able to get any trap prep done, but I need to here pretty soon. Hey Mike, how you doing? Um, Working all nights has still got me a little messed up. But I'm starting to get more used to it. So, yeah, I get in trouble for a lot of videos anymore. YouTube's actually pretty lenient on what they allow compared to a lot of other places. May lose your YouTube channel. Yeah. So the one thing that YouTube takes seriously is underage stuff. I know there's been quite a few people that are uh, under 18 that have lost their right to go live and stuff like that. Yeah. I've had video taken down because I had my daughter shooting a 22. Same thing for child endangerment. Turned into an Indian. They'll be sending up smoke signals before long. So I got, as far as the trapping business goes, I got some pretty cool things happening soon. YouTube turning into WokeTube. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, YouTube compared to a lot of the other ones are a whole lot more lenient than, Facebook and TikTok and all those other ones. YouTube allows a lot more stuff than the others do. But, um, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I said, I've had lots of stuff taken down. Lots of pictures and stuff on Facebook taken down. Videos on TikTok, all kinds of stuff. I've not had anything taken off YouTube yet. I've had a few things that have been like restricted or whatever I guess you could call it. Mostly because of like the music or something that was playing, and pretty much all it is uh, you could never make any money off that video. Which I mean, I don't really care. So made a second channel a while back. All right, sounds good. So what's everyone's weather been like? We've had some pretty cool days. This morning, is it this morning? Yeah, Friday morning. It was it was actually a little bit of a chill out. It was like 62. It's a little chilly when you've gotten used to it being 110 all the time. The last 2 or 3 mornings we've been in the 60s, but it's supposed to warm up again, so I gotta get me some more trap tags so I can get my dog proofs tagged up and get some set out. I was gonna set some dog proofs out the other day, and I was like, dang it, I'm out of trap tags. I gotta get me some more. So next week I'll probably be ordering those so I can get all my stuff tagged up and put out. So the last couple days we've had some nice weather, but we had, was it 17 days straight over 100, and like 5 or 6 of those days were like 112. Um, and this was it. This I can't remember, but this week we're supposed to get up in the mid 90s, or this weekend's supposed to be like mid 90s again. Tomorrow, finish the roof. That's awesome. So I've been busy. Say I work every night but Monday night. So I work 6 nights a week. But Monday night we have the fire meeting. So I don't get home till, 10 o'clock, sometimes 11. So I'm gone most of the night doing that. And it's here it is, almost middle of August, so people are starting to think about trapping a little more, so the orders are starting to pick up a little more, so it's just been busy. And I'm in the process of getting a couple different trap suppliers to carry my line of baits and lures, so uh, that I'm excited about that. An hour drive. Yeah. I'll let me see. I'll probably be up till 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Here lately, I've been sleeping like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Something like that. I think today I fell asleep a little afternoon and woke up at 5. So that's gonna get some getting used to. Um, that's one thing I have had a little bit of a problem with is different people like with the trapping business trying to get a hold of me and stuff. And I gotta tell them, I'm like, I work nights, so sometimes it's um, right in the middle of the day. Sometimes I'm sleeping, so it's hard to talk to people when you're sleeping. But So far, everything's been going good. So, and most of the money I make from working, I'm going to put back into the trapping business because I want to continue building it up. So, I don't know. I still, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I still gotta get used to it. It's been 2.5 weeks, so for another week or two, and I'll probably be used to it, and it won't be too big of a deal then. So, but it's been fun. I like it. I make that money, yeah, for sure. I'm, I'm hoping this trapping season is gonna be a great year for the business and for my personal line. Uh, I'm like I keep saying, I'm hoping I get the property that I trapped last year because if I get it, I'm planning to run twice as many traps as I did last year, and I would like to pull. If I can get on there, I'd like to pull at least 20 coyotes off that property. Work and sleep, yeah. So I told my wife, I said I gotta figure something out because I don't want to be working all night and sleeping all day. Like sleeping from like 11 to 5, I hate that. Like I don't want to be doing that, but it's like I get home at, usually between 5 and 6 I get home, sometimes 6:30, and it's like I'm not ready for bed or I have a few things I need to get done. And then it's like 10 or 11 o'clock before I can go to bed, and then I wake up and it's like, day's over with. Granted, I'm going to be awake for another 16 hours. It's like the day's over with. So it's definitely going to take some getting used to. I'm awake when everybody's sleeping and asleep when everybody's awake. So that's awesome, AKW. Can't beat that. He can't get Fox Mold to finish her stuff. How come? What you do is he needs to get something that's as close to it as he can find, and then modify them. Everything's on back order. Hmm. I don't know. I know a lot of people that are still getting all their mounts back. Well, he probably just orders from one company. Who knows? So what's everybody been up to? Oh, and I haven't been on YouTube to say it, but just so everybody knows, uh, not this week, but last week, I spoke to Bill Duke, and we had a nice conversation. But the he was talking about the price of traps and stuff like that going up. So trap prices have went up for Dukes. I did all that. Would have been like Tuesday. and there's no longer have free shipping on them. So I know for like the past 9, 10 months, I've had the Duke traps with free shipping, but they no longer offer that. So uh, if you need some Duke traps, the free shipping is no longer a thing, and all the traps have went up probably around 10%. So of course they all have. I mean, no BS went up, Bridgers have went up, MBs have went up. They're all going up. If they haven't, they will be as soon as their next shipment comes in or whatever. Uh, After the NTA, a lot of the prices on everything rose. So whenever you go to order your trapping supplies this year, don't be sticker shocked by everything being quite a bit more expensive than it was last season. Unfortunately, even shipping prices have gone up. My average shipping cost per order has probably went up $5, just like an average. Um, Used to the average was like $13, $14, and now it's right at like $19 to $22 average. Um, and a lot of times, if people order 2 dozen traps, it could be $35, $40. So shipping has definitely gone up, and it's getting kind of crazy. Maybe getting a shoulder mount if you shoot the deer after the season. That's awesome. I have two mounts, two shoulder mounts. I don't have any of my trapped animals mounted because it's just too expensive. One of these days, I'd like to have one of my bobcats mounted, but yeah, I mean, seven to $700,000 is more than I want to pay for Predator. Sam McKenzie has bought all smaller outfits for his outfit. That's crazy. Video of you taking you going through that box of baits. Uh, no problem, AKW. Uh, I'm glad you won. I'm glad you like it. Hope it helps this year. Like I said, I've been so busy with the job the last 2 weeks. I mean, if I have time to sit down, I'm usually sleeping. So I haven't been able to watch any videos or anything. Like I'm like 2 weeks behind on everybody's videos right now. Uh, so, but I appreciate it. 750 per mount, yeah. Say that's more than I want to pay for a predator. I mean, just a shoulder mount for a deer is about $500 now. Some of them are pushing 600. The last one I got was 480, and that was hmm, see, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago maybe, and I paid I think 480 for it. But the guy I go to is like one of the number one guys in the world. He's won the number one taxidermy for Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and I think another state, Illinois maybe. I think so. That's awesome, AKW. Um, and say I'll have more giveaways here soon. I mean, I have been so busy. Um, and that's the thing, with the way I've been working and stuff, I'm wanting to get my baits and lures carried by a couple different other suppliers, so it gives people other options to order from there, or Maybe a local place that, if they run out of something they need it, they can just run to that place and get it real quick. I have a place in West Virginia that will probably be start carrying my stuff before this season. I got three places right now that are um, probably be carrying it before this season. I talked to Scab. It's probably been 3 weeks ago. 3 to 3.5 weeks ago. Well, the day that he did his live video, I talked to him on the phone that day, and I haven't heard from him since. But he said that he probably won't be on very much anymore. So, have you heard from him? Okay, so there's two places. I can't remember which one was in West Virginia. Oh, what are their names? Give me a second. Sportsman's Refuge. You have not heard from him? Alright, yeah, I haven't talked to the Sportsman's Refuge. Hey, PA, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Uh, but as far as companies like Minnesota F&T and stuff like that, um, right now I don't have I don't want to say capability, but right now I can't produce enough stuff for them to want to uh, handle it right now, I guess, if that makes sense. AKW? Alright, no problem. I'm gonna go fishing, decided to stay home. Yeah, I hear that. I gotta go to work in a couple hours. Hey, Swampland, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Hope you're having a good day. Waters are too muddy for fishing. I haven't done any fishing this year at all. I ain't had time to do anything. I went camping once, and where we usually camp, the fishing is kind of pointless. The lowest you've seen in clear. We finally got a little bit of rain, and with the temperatures dropping the way that they have been, we've been getting a lot of dew in the morning, so um, yeah, starting to get a little bit of water. The yard's gonna be need to be mowed soon. All the weeds are popping up. The grass still ain't growing, but the weeds are. But yeah. So Jamie, the place you're talking about, the Sportsman's Refuge, do they handle trapping supplies? Yeah, that's how it goes. That's for sure. I've been doing good. Just been super busy. Uh, I had a job working nights now, so I work nights 6 nights a week. I get Monday nights off, but Monday night we have the fire meeting, so I normally don't get home till about 10 or 11 from that. So it's just super busy all the time. During the day, I run the trap supply business, so and I'm bait and lure maker, so just always busy. Baits and lures, traps. I'd say because I'm also looking at maybe getting a few places that uh, wants to carry trapping supplies that I can wholesale stuff to them. So might not be the greatest prices that they could get from some of the other people, but a lot of them other people have $1,000 order minimum or $2,000 order minimum, or you have to order a pallet from them, stuff like that. Yeah, I've known Dale for a while. Dale's a great guy. Uh, I carry his baits. I carry his baits and lures as well. I've got to meet Dale and talk to him quite a few times. Uh, Become pretty good friends with him. He has great videos, great content, great. He's got lots of knowledge. If you like watching DVDs and stuff, he's got a bunch of DVDs out there. I think you can get them at sterlingfur.com. And somewhere else, but I can't remember. I know Sterling has them. He's got 3 or 4 DVDs out there. But yeah, he's been posting a lot of YouTube videos. Hey Otter Cat, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Hope you're having a good week. How was the NTA? Pile of coons, the deer camp new trap. Coons are one thing about coons, they're easy to trap. Get you some dog proof, set them out, and you'll be taking care of them in no time. NTA was awesome. Great. So I wish could have made it, but didn't happen this year. I know a lot of people had fun up there, so that's good. Of course, it's hard to not have fun at a convention. Yeah, we have a early raccoon, possum, and skunk season going on right now. And the other day, I got home. It was like 6 o'clock. I was like, "Man, I'm gonna set some dog proofs out." I was like, "Wait, I don't have any trap tags. I need to get more trap tags because all mine got tore up last season." So, oh yeah, I get that, and that's the NTA. I went last year when it was in Iowa, and I mean there's easily 200 tailgaters. I mean it taking you a whole day just to walk through them, not even like stopping and looking, just walking through them, and then it'll take you, 5 6 hours at least just to walk through the buildings. Because see, last year in Iowa there was 3 buildings full of vendors, and they had the kids cave, and then they had all the tailgaters. I mean, it'd take you a couple hours just to walk the grounds of that place. I, I've had so many people reaching out to me about coming to conventions, and it's like, I wish I could, but it just this year it's not gonna happen. When I go to the Iowa convention, I won't be able to make it. I'm gonna try to make it to Missouri. It probably won't be Saturday. Um, I might just be there on Friday. Um, and I don't know. Um, I really want to go to Bloomfield, Iowa, the convention they have up there in October. But again, I don't know if that's gonna happen. All right, Swapland, I appreciate it. Hope you have a good night, a good weekend. And that's another reason why I was wanting to find a couple different suppliers to carry my baits and lures. That way, they are available at conventions. So if, people are going to be able to make it to like the Illinois convention and they want to get some of my stuff, they could pick it up there and save money on shipping, you know, or the New York convention or Iowa or whatever. Because I won't be able to make it this year, and I know there's a lot of people going to conventions that are wanting to get stuff from me there, but I just can't make it. So I don't know. I've been selling quite a bit of my hot sauces lately. I'll have to probably get some of those made up here before long again. I've actually been selling a lot of bait. Um, Last year, I feel like I didn't sell a whole lot of bait. I sold more lure last year than I did bait. And so far this year, I've been selling a lot of bait. That's awesome, Articat. Yeah, I got a bunch of friends that I got to make last year that I was hoping to get to meet there and talk to again, but it just didn't happen. There's a few of them I'll see at the Missouri convention, and if I can get to Bloomfield, there'll be a few there that I can see, but we'll have to see how it goes. So what's everybody's plans for this weekend? Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that the demo area there was amazing. 80B really sure 20 my one left in it. That's awesome, PA. 80 beaver, that'd be awesome. I need to get some more beaver tails and stuff like that. That's what I need. Had me a pretty good jar of beaver tail going, and it was almost to the point where I could skim the top of the beaver tail well off, and an animal got to the jar and ate it all out, and it's like, oh yes. Said he was going to do it with Long Springs. Oh, PA is. AKW's back. I've never trapped, well, okay. I've trapped with like number 1 Long Springs and number 11s. I've never trapped with like a number 4 or number 5 for like coyotes or anything like that. Never done it. I know some people prefer it. I myself have a lot harder time getting them set. And then once I do get them set, I have a harder time getting them to bed the way I like them. So, uh, sure the 6 number 4 Bridgers catch a few. Yeah. Bridger also came out with a number 5 dogless beaver trap this year. So it'll be comparable to the TS85. I know a lot of people just like bend it over their knee. Um, uh, of course, I've never really tried too hard, I guess you could say. But it's like I've used the number 11s and number 1s for blind setting for coon trails and stuff like that. Um, and I just have a hard time getting them to set the way I want. Long springs in the water when I'm coon trapping. Usually it's simple. Yeah. So I don't really have any water here to trap. Yeah. It's a rhythm, I guess, to set one. It's easy on the knee. Yeah. Uh, I'm planning on getting a few of them to try out. Get 2 or 3 and try them out this year and see how I like them. So here's my question again. With say like a number four double long spring, you say you set them over your knee, and it's easy that way. What do you do if when you catch something that you want to release? Like, say if you caught someone's dog that you wanted to let go, that won't really let you near it, or if you caught a bobcat that you needed to let go. How do you go about that? Because like a coil spring, you kind of just step on it and they can just pull right out and be on the way. Double long spring, I don't think you could just step on it and let them go. So how would you go about doing that? Oh, that's came down. Yeah. That's the thing though, if they probably haven't gone too far. A lot of times when I'm trapping raccoons, I'll try to find me an old dead tree. It's got a good sized hole in it, and I'll put two or three dog proof traps around it. And for about a week, every day I'll have at least one raccoon. I've done really good with setting on dead trees, stuff like that. As you find sticks or use boards to push springs down. And catch pole going here. I got a catch pole. And yeah. Of course here I ain't gotta in Missouri I ain't gotta worry about it too much because there's nothing that we can't catch. Like we have unlimited bobcats, so I don't have to worry about, you know, having to let a bobcat go or something like that. Pretty much around here if I'm letting something out it's usually a dog, somebody's dog, something like that. Got a porcupine 3 days in a row, same set. Long spring, fifth day, nothing, fifth day, freaking porcupine. Yeah, we don't have any porcupines here. I hear that the porcupine, what they call them, quills, uh, have some value to them. Sell them by the pound. I don't know if there's much value, but I know there's some value to them. It sucks release, yeah. Little red female loose, yeah. They hurt. So we don't have porcupines around here. I've never even messed with a porcupine. Say the Duke 650 is my go-to trap, and the Duke number 2 dogless. Those are like probably my two go-to traps. But I want to try out some long springs. Get a couple of them anyway to try out. Got 3 quills from that one. Yeah, that's not fun. Did you save the quills? So we don't have anything like that here. We don't have porcupines. We don't have badgers. Nothing like that. Northern Missouri, they got badgers. And I've heard that uh, there's been some seen uh, out east of me, about 30, 45 minutes. I've heard there's been a couple seen out there, but I've never seen any around here. Use pliers. Yeah, that's not fun. It's not anything I want to get involved in. Put the big pans on them. It's cool. Use old stuff. Yeah. See, my biggest thing is I like I like to be quick. Um, like the Duke 650, I can set it real quick, and when I set it, 9 times out of 10, I don't even have to night latch it. It's just I set it just perfectly. I don't have to adjust it every time. I've had traps that like every time you catch something, you got to spend 10 minutes adjusting the dog, adjusting the pan, and I hate that. Um, I like everything to just be ready to go every time, to be quick, and that's why I've really gone to like those. And that's the reason why I like the dogless traps too. I really like the new Alpha trap, but they're super expensive. If money wasn't an issue, I'd be buying 3 or 4 dozen of those. But you know, 4 dozen of those is pushing $1,100. So yeah, I'm a pass on that. Bet on me. Yeah. So when you say the bigger pans, you're talking like the expanded pan, like what Clint Locklear uses. I know a lot of people use they'll cut out shingles to fit their pan, and they'll just use the shingle. Just gotta got a Yoden one, yeah. Yeah, you have a job, you buy more traps, yeah. That's what I plan on doing. I want to get more traps, but I gotta get my truck fixed first. Make your pans out of junction box covers. That works. That's the thing. I mean, the trap and supply business, like, I do okay with it. I don't ever have extra money to do things that I want to do. So now that I have this job, it's a lot to do both. But um, with the job, I can use that money to cover all our bills and expenses, and then the money that I get from the supply business, I can, you know, hopefully make enough money doing that that I can start building up my supplies, my personal supplies. Takes up the whole kill area, no pain covers. So my question with that, if you use the whole, if you're using the pan to take up the whole inside of the trap, do you ever have a problem with like toe catches and stuff like that? Because I've heard a lot of people would say like if your trap is like this and your pan's covering the whole area, if they step right here and set it off, then you might only catch like a toe, and then they can just pull out. Have you ever had a problem like with that? I know 9 times out of 10 they're probably going to be pretty close to center when they step down, but some older cheap long springs do that for mushroom. Yeah, see the getting some long springs for like muskrats. If you go to conventions, a lot of times you can find those for $2 or $3 a piece. I went to a lot of conventions last year, and I mean, you could buy a dozen for 40, 45 bucks. Uh, I've seen them down to $30 a dozen before. For like the number ones. Old S15 in our yard, and someone we know told me that they got this. That's awesome. My truck's been broke down since like the second week of January, but finally got it over my brother's from to look at. It's been having electrical problems. Um, his he has a very expensive meter. Of course, my brother's a diesel mechanic, and my truck is a diesel, but he has a very expensive meter that he hooked up to it. But something about my truck was not letting his machine hook up to the truck right, and it wasn't reading it. So he didn't know what was causing that. And the problems we've been having, he's thinks it's the alternator, which is great because it's something that's easy to fix, not too expensive. But then again, we don't know because it just acts funny because usually if the alternator goes out, it's not charging at all ever. Well, my truck is it almost acts like it's got a short because it'll be fine and then all of a sudden there's nothing. And then it'll be fine and then all of a sudden there's nothing, and it's just I don't know. I think it's a mixture of needing an alternator and needing new batteries. So, two batteries and an alternator, that's 500 bucks just to buy them. It's an 84, awesome. I'm choosing my cats, never on yet, so I don't give the cats a choice. It's stuck in the center. Bigger center, that makes sense. Yeah, I get that. So you don't use the big pans on coyotes? 84 Ford F-250. Awesome. And I got a 2005 Dodge Cummins 5.9. It's one of the trucks I've always wanted, and I finally got it, and that's ran in 7 months. Touch one turn on now. Yeah. That's one thing I liked about the Duke 650 is it comes with a pretty good sized pan on it. I mean, the pan, I don't know the exact measurements, but it's probably close to like 3.5 by 2. I mean, it's a fairly good sized pan. Had an 85 F-250, 306 cylinder, awesome truck. Yeah. I'm not a too big of a Ford guy. I'm really not too big of a fan of Power Strokes either. I know lots of diesel mechanics that they all tell you to stay away from Power Strokes. When my brother used to work, their Ford diesel mechanic drove a Cummins, and people always ask him, if you're a Power Stroke mechanic, why do you drive a Cummins? He's like, 'cause I drive what runs, and I work on wood brakes. And I start laughing. I was like, that's hilarious. Never caught a bobcat, only trapping animal in PA I've not caught. I've caught fox, bobcat, coyote, possum, skunk, raccoon. I've not caught a beaver yet. I've not really caught any. I've never caught a water animal like a beaver or muskrat or otter or anything like that. Couple 493s, which are whiskers. Awesome. One a year in north part of Pennsylvania. All the Power Strokes 403 was good. Yeah. It's just like the Cummins motor. I mean, almost all the diesel mechanics I know say like the best Cummins motor put out was the 5.9. They said pretty much if you get the 6.7s, they all say are like jokes. One of the best diesels. Yeah. The problem with Dodge is the transmissions. Like when it comes to the Cummins, the front ends and the transmissions are very problematic. The motors, on the other hand, are phenomenal. Uh, Duramax is the other way around. Duramax, they have awesome transmissions with the Allison transmission, but the motors are not so good. Again, very problematic on the motors. The Power Strokes are just, yeah, they are what they are. Everybody calls them power chokes. Power choke. Like I said, though, I'm no mechanic. I don't claim to be. That's my brother. I'm the cook and the trapper. That's what I am. Yeah, I I love Cummins. I love my Cummins truck. I love everything about it. Even if it don't run, it just sits out in the driveway. It's still my favorite. That's awesome, AKW. Yeah, I don't blame that. Cummins is awesome. Ain't no but. Say if Dodge would have just had better transmissions, then I think they would have had one of the best trucks out there. The transmissions, though, are jokes. I mean, there's like nobody out there that has a Dodge that has not had a transmission problem at one point or the other. Yeah, my truck has 263,000 miles. I think it had 257 when I bought it. Like I said, it's been having this electrical problem, and I haven't been able to drive it since January. Sold it in the 7, had it for a long time. rest your case. Ford has lots of problems too. I can promise you that. The biggest thing with Fords, and one of the biggest reasons why I know a lot of mechanics do not like Fords, is because the parts are not near as interchangeable as Dodge and Chevy. Like Chevy, for most part, back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, I mean, you had a good 7, 8 year truck span when most parts would interchange with the other. Ford, they change everything like every 2 years. Yeah, see, I'm not a big fan of those though, at all. The 5.9 Cummins is what I like. I'm not a huge 12 valve guy. I know a lot of people are, and I know they got lots of power, but that's just the 5.9 is what I like. At Toys R Us. Hitting Toys R Us out of business. No, the problem, like with a lot of mechanics, is most mechanics have parts upon parts upon parts just laying around everywhere. And like a Chevy, if something breaks down, there's a fairly good chance that you have something out back that will fix it. Yeah, but I mean like the third gen, like back like the 90s, just I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of those trucks for some reason. I've been in a bunch of them. I drove a bunch of them. I just not a huge fan of them. And then like, was it? See, my truck's an '05. I want to say in '07 is when Dodge started putting a lot of that extra electrical crap on their motors. Cause that's like when I went to buy a truck. That's what my brother told me. He said, make sure you get one that's an '06 or older. Cause my brother's was an '06. Mine's an '05. And we have like the exact same truck, except for his is a mega cab and mine wasn't. Uh, but he totaled his. His was a 1 ton mega cab. Mine's a 3/4 ton. I wish I had the mega cab, but they didn't make the mega cab until 2006. Yeah, I know there's only like what 8 inch difference, but you can definitely tell the difference. AutoCAD. I appreciate it. You have a good night, a good weekend, man. So I gotta go to work in about an hour and a half, and I'll probably be there till 5, between 5 or 6. Interested in getting trucks, so I like what I'm in here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I've had lots of different vehicles, and it just so happens what I wanted is super expensive to work on. And too much Dodge talk, you know. That's the thing. I'm a Chevy guy, but I love the Cummins motor. People are always like, "You bought a Dodge," and I'm like, "No, I bought a motor that came wrapped in a Dodge." That and I do like the way the Dodges look. Like the Duramaxes, I don't really care for the way they look. Like the body styles. The like the third gen Dodges, I like the way those look. The GMC guy, not a Chevy. Yeah. See, I've had one, two, three different Chevy Silverados, and I've liked all three of them. One was an '89, one was a '94, and then I had my 2006. I drove it for, let's see here, 13, 8 years, 7, 8 years, and then uh, my brother needed a truck, so I just let him drive my truck because I didn't drive it much. And then I got this truck, and he had one that's almost identical to it that he had totaled, and I traded him that total truck for my Silverado, which was, you know, the total truck was, half the value of the Silverado, but it is what it is. But pretty much everything on the front end of that, his truck is trash because it was totaled, so everything in there is cracked, broke, whatever. But the transmission that's in it has like 2,000 miles in it, if that. He just had it rebuilt. So, needs a fuel line right now. Yeah, my '06 Silverado, the only thing I ever had to do to it was put a fuel pump on it. And that was, I probably had it a year and a half before I had to do that. And then after that, didn't really have to do anything ever to it again. A couple of tune-ups and brakes and stuff like that, but I mean, that's just stuff you do to every vehicle. This is the Cummins I have now. It needs some TLC. Right now, I gotta get it running. Gotta do a pump removal too. But what I'm wanting to do is hopefully next week when I get paid, I can get me an alternator for my truck. And then the next week, I want to buy a battery. And then the week after that, I'm going to buy another battery. And then hopefully it'll be fixed by then. Hopefully that's, fixed it. Alright, no problem, PA. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good weekend. So I just coming in here to see how everybody's doing. I haven't been live in a week. I've just been so busy. Time's been flying by. But yeah, the batteries are $150 a piece. Well, 152. And the alternators 138. It's gonna be around $500 to get the three. Yeah. So it's my cousin works at O'Reilly's, and he's been there for years. But their top batteries were like 151.80 or something like that. All right, we'll see you, PA. Yeah, I've been meaning to go live, but there's just been so much going on. I ain't had the chance. but it's fun. So, yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get some trap tags next week and get some of my dog proofs ready. Go put them out. Catch some raccoons and hopefully some skunk. Uh, we got still got a couple months before coyote season gets here. Hopefully, I can pick up another dozen or two traps by then. We'll see. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and head off here. Appreciate everybody coming on. Uh, Iowa Trapper just went live. So yeah, I'll go ahead and go over there. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully, it won't be a week before I go live again. But if you go over to Iowa, I'll see you over there. I appreciate it.